Hey guys, my name is Julius Gilger, and I'm excited to have with me one of our new agents, Stan Shtayner. Am I saying it right?
Yep, yeah, you got it right. Thanks. I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, man. Welcome.
Thanks.
So, guys, Stan's got a pretty cool story that we're going to share with you. Stan, you've been here now for what, a little less than 2 weeks?
Right, yeah, it's 12, 13 days right around there.
Okay. So Stan came to us about less than 2 weeks ago. Him and I have known each other, how long have we known each other now? 10 years or so?
Yeah, 11 years.
10, 11 years, right? So 10, 11 years, you've been watching, you've been doing your own business. So what kind of experience do you have?
My sales experience is pretty extensive. I started selling in the late 90s on the phones. It was a much harder sell than this is. Then got out of sales, I want to say around 2005. I got out of the mortgage industry. Everybody knows what happened there. So stopped doing mortgages, moved out to Chicago, got into the family business there, managing taxi cabs. I was there for the better part of 15 years. Mm-hmm. And then obviously, that market got crushed by Uber and had to figure out something else to do. So I've been juggling stuff in and out of sales, telephone sales, like merchant cash advances, really tough sales. So coming into this industry, I felt like it was a little bit easier.
Okay.
It's not easy, but it's a little easier than from where I was coming from. And here we are.
So, welcome, right? What attracted you? What was the point? Because, we've obviously been connected for a while. You probably saw some stuff on social media,
yeah.
Right? But what was the moment where you realized, like, okay, what is this? I need to check it out. Let me maybe get involved.
Well, let me just begin by saying that I was following you and your numbers and the way it was growing for quite some time. I just didn't believe it. I felt like there was like an angle, like something, hold on, this doesn't make sense. How can this be possible? So I kept following, kept seeing the numbers grow, and it really, really, really caught my interest. And I was like, you know what? And you hear Grady and you hear yourself and you hear all the big guys saying that 85% of the business is the phones. And I was like, if 85% of the business is the phones, then this might be the fit for me because, I'm comfortable on the telephone. So I just decided to take a shot at it.
Okay. So let me give you guys a little context here, right? So Stan's been watching me. He got started. He's been watching us, not just me, right?
Yeah,
but he's been watching us, seeing the numbers grow. And he got started less than 2 weeks ago, been in the field, and in less than 2 weeks, how much business have you written?
I wrote right under 14,000.
So 14,000 in 2 weeks, guys, right? So just a quick kind of looking back at your first 2 weeks, do you believe anybody can do this?
I do. I believe that anybody could do this, if they come in here with the right mentality, the proper direction and the proper expectations. I feel like anybody could really be successful at this.
Okay. So let's talk about a few things that's helping you be successful, right?
Okay.
Obviously, you said 85% of this is the phones, right?
That's what everybody says. That's not coming from me, right?
Right. But, okay, so everyone says that. So I'm assuming you watched a bunch of training videos.
So even before I started, I was watching training videos for months before I even was licensed. I was just watching what all the big guys were doing. I mean, the Matt Smiths, Mark Meads, you, Clay, everyone from across the board. I was just watching everybody, all the people who were putting up big numbers. And it kind of, it's very similar going from person to person. Like, it's not people all doing all different stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was taking little bits and pieces and sitting home and pitching myself in the mirror and recording myself and watching these guys. I'm like, oh, I could definitely do this, So okay. I was watching tons and tons of training videos before I got into this.
Okay, and I think that's a key, right? I did the same thing. Just about every top producer, every person that comes out and finds success, sure. They're doing their homework, they're studying, right? They're putting in the hours to become a professional and become good at this. But let's really dive in and talk about, or actually role play what you do on the phones, because I think it's going to be helpful for agents to hear what it looks like. I mean, sure. You're 2 weeks in. You probably haven't even made 1,000 calls. Maybe you have with Phone Burner, but
yeah.
But you've only been doing this for a few dial days,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
So
and I still have cobwebs in my mouth, obviously.
You say that a lot.
I say it a lot because it's like like you get into that sometimes, but I feel like the more you do it, the more people you get on the phone and the more swings you take, the more hits you'll make. So obviously you're not going to hit everything. You're going to strike out, a bunch. but you're going to hit a home run and you're going to hit doubles and triples. You know what I mean? So it's just a numbers game. It's just just getting the numbers up, and they're going to play in your favor.
Okay, so let's just do a quick role play. And first off, what leads have you been running that you've been selling 14K in the last?
I've been running straight up CRM leads, strictly CRM, instant internets, 3-month-old, 1-month-old. I mean, the aged mortgage protection leads.
So you're trying it all.
I'm trying it all because I don't have my lead flow yet, obviously, because of less than 2 weeks in. But I'm starting to figure it out a little bit. And I feel like once I could really dial in my lead flow and what I like, what I'm comfortable with, then, I could take it to the next level.
Okay. All right. So let's go through a call. Okay. Hello?
Hello, Julius?
Yeah.
Hey, Julius. This is Stan. I'm getting back to you in regards to the life insurance inquiry you recently made online. I'm the local field underwriter here just to get you this information, but first I'd like to verify what I have here for you is correct. I have your date of birth here as 1772, is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, great. I have your address as 123 Main Street, is that correct? In Bolivar County?
Yeah. What is this again?
This is the state-regulated life insurance programs that you requested information on. Like I said, I'm the local field underwriter here to get this information out to you. Real quick, are you married?
No.
You're not married. Okay. Divorced, widowed?
No, just single.
You smoke?
No, I don't.
And then I basically go into the pitch and, do exactly what I'm told to do.
So are you reading the script every time?
I have the script in front of me always, so I could reference to it. But
Okay.
I wrote out, I took bits and pieces from everyone. So I have my own smorgasbord of a script, if you want to call it that. So, and I just always look at my bullets and always look at the points. So if somebody's giving me a rebuttal, I know where to jump on my page to, battle it real quick.
So what has helped you outside of videos? Because, dude, like, you're very natural when even just in our role play, right? For you to just roll off the tip of your tongue as you did, it was really natural, right? So, like, what helped you really dominate and kind of start off on the phones on a really strong foot?
Well, first off, I mean, for anyone who's coming in who's not familiar with phones and who's still a little scared of the phones, there's one thing that I'll say is that nobody's going to reach through the phone and punch you in the face, right? So you have really nothing to be scared of. The worst thing that they're going to do is they're going to hang up on you, okay? So, okay, great. So you move on to the next call. Or you call them back if you really want to be aggressive. But you have so many leads to your disposal where you can't get caught up on the one person who hangs up on you or one person who's mean on the telephone, because you're going to have some people who don't want to hear it, and they're going to really not give you any time of day, and they're just going to hang up on you even within your intro, even if it's the best intro there. You're going to get the clicks, and you can't let that discourage you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So that's the phones, right? Now you're making a ton of dials, right? You're setting up appointments. Now, are you doing in-home? You're doing telesales? You're doing both? What does that look like?
I was doing strictly in-homes. I had my first telesale yesterday.
Okay. Tell the people about that. What's that look like?
Well, I thought that I got into it. I just got into the pitch. The person sounded like they had a lot of time on the phone, and I just asked them.
Hold on. Let's take a step back. So, because not everybody's aware of what telesales looks like and what you're doing. So were you doing an inbound transfer? Did you buy leads and call them? What does that look like?
No, so I purchased instants yesterday morning, actually, at your house. I picked up 100. I picked 50 instants up and 50 1-month-old, and in the first 2 hours on one of the instants, I got the telesale.
Okay, so you bought leads in the morning.
Right.
They were available in the CRM. Anybody can go and do it, right?
I spent probably like right under $800 on the leads.
Spent $800. There was a lead discount, right? Work spots, right? You guys know work spots. Go get a discount. You bought a batch of 50. You called first time ever doing telesales.
Batch of 150 instants.
Oh, okay. 100 leads. First time ever doing telesales.
First time, yeah. First time.
Were you nervous?
It kind of like flowed directly into it, and it felt really natural.
Okay. Did you just assume it the whole way?
I don't know if I'd be able to make an exact same sale again, because it's just the way everything was working out of what he was asking, what he was saying. I felt that I could push a sale on the phone. So I just jumped into it with him.
So you assumed it, right? You kind of went with it.
Right.
Now, was your intention to book an appointment at first?
My intention was to book an appointment.
But you kind of felt it out. You went with the flow and just...
Correct.
Okay, so you went with the flow. you just pushed forward, assumed the sale, and then how much premium did you end up selling on that?
Right under 3,400 AP.
3,400 approved.
Approved,
Right there. Okay, so guys, if you're doubting if telesales works, Stan literally in his first day ever trying to, and he wasn't even trying to actually do it.
No, this is kind of just like fell into my lap.
Yeah, so it fell into his lap, right? So imagine if you're actually have an intent and purpose and a decision to, hey, I'm going to run my business via telesales. You absolutely can do it because people do business over the phone, over Zoom, every single day in any business, any industry out there. So why can't we do that, right?
Exactly.
So great job. So you're doing a hybrid approach. You're doing it on the phone. You're doing it in the home. I do want to give you some credit, man, because I will tell you, when new agents start, one of the first things we tell them is, hey, your first 20 to 30 appointments, just like I told you, call me and I will help you, or call one of my managers or our managers and we'll help you with the client case design, right? And what that looks like.
That's been what really gets me going, is because everyone is so helpful. So if you're not available, I'll call Boris. If Boris isn't available, I'll call someone else. And there's always someone who's available for me. And I kind of like prep them. I have an appointment in an hour. Are you guys going to be available? Like, I don't just call them in the appointment last second.
No randoms.
No randoms. So hour before the appointments, I text who's available, who's going to be available, so that I know who to call when I'm in so I'm not stuck in the house.
Got it. Okay, so a few things that he does. One, he reaches out to the person that's going to help him support him in that appointment. But then two, when he calls and reaches out, I thought this was awesome, and I want you to talk about this, but he calls and he's so like, dude, you sell the client to me, right? So you calling me, you're like, hey, Julius, I got this guy. He's on, he lists all the medications, blood thinners, this, that, the other, whatever he's on. He's like, but he's in great shape. Like he's a stud, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about that, because I found it so interesting, because a lot of people, when they come on board, including myself, like when I started and I was calling Grady, I would just roll through, okay, he's on these meds. These are his, conditions. What do you recommend? And it was just very blah and vanilla. And you've taken a different approach, which I found to be really refreshing, and actually I think your clients probably like it. So talk to us about that.
So because they get discouraged when they have a lot of meds, and they have this kind of stigma that because I'm on so many meds that I'm going to really have to pay a ton of a premium to get insurance. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like to dial it down in their mental by, I'll call you, I'll say, Julius, I have my client here, he's taking whatever it is, metformin or, lisinopril, blood pressure medications, a whole list of other stuff, but he looks amazing. He's in such great shape that I don't think he should have any problem getting any types of policies. It's kind of like, mentally, like it's kind of like psychology there, so to make him feel more comfortable that I'm on their side.
Love it.
Because I come into the house and I let them know off the bat that I don't work for insurance companies, I work for them.
Yeah.
So my job here is to make you look like a rock star, and to actually, get this underwriting process done correctly, and to make them feel comfortable, that I'm on their side.
Yeah, I think that's money, dude. And for you guys, if you're not doing that, I would encourage it, because, when I get the call, I'll tell you, it's I appreciate what you're doing for the client, and I can just hear it, and I'm sure the client definitely appreciates that, and I'm going to do that more myself in my appointments, and just kind of help.
I always get a chuckle. I always get a laugh. Like, you could feel that they just let loose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they know that I'm actually there on their side, and not on the insurance side.
Yeah, you're not there just for a dollar. You're actually, they seem like, or they think that you're on their side trying to help them. Right. Like, all right, he's trying to actually help me here. Yeah. So I'm going to trust this dude. Absolutely. So you'll get more trust and credibility. Awesome. All right, so let's talk a little about some sales stuff, man, because you've come out, you've been selling at a pretty high level for your first 2 weeks. I mean, 14K is nothing to sneeze at in less than 2 weeks with no experience. So talk to us. What's been working in the home outside of kind of the what we see in trainings, but what's been really key for you? Maybe talk a little bit about what trainings or trainers have really been key in your success so far, and that way we can share with others.
If I have to talk about trainers who's been key in my success, I mean, the list goes on. There's so many out there, and I took so much from everyone, but one of the biggest things that I took from everything was to set the appointment properly in the beginning. Set the appointment properly when you get into the home so that you have as least amount of objections at the end. So that really resonated with me, so I try to do that the best that I can.
Okay.
Basically, prep them on what we're going to do. This is going to be the process. And, we're going to be requesting, we're not going to be putting an application. We're going to put a request in for insurance. And then do you want me to proceed? If they tell me no, or if they have any types of objections there, you're going to know what to expect, for the rest of the appointment.
So that's the front end of the appointment.
That's the front end.
Setting the table, you're saying that right away. Hey, at the end, we are going to submit a request for coverage for insurance. Are you ready to proceed?
Yeah, you're ready to proceed. Do you want me to proceed?
Okay. So there's been multiple trainers that you found value out of. Do you follow any one style? Did you take a piece from everybody? What does that look like for you?
I've watched so many videos, and I'll watch a video for an hour and say, oh, wow, that line right there is going to work.
So give me one. What's a line that you like to use?
I like to use, actually, Cassandra said this. So she said that, it's going to take about 24 to 48, maybe 72 hours to see if we could get you approved. But if you see a charge that comes out of your account in the next 3 or 4 days, that's a really good thing. I don't want you to get startled or jump back and, call me upset. This is a very good thing. It means that you're covered and that, you have the protection in place.
Okay. So that's at the end after you submit coverage?
One of the little things from people that I take.
Okay. Are any others out there that you come top of mind, one or two that really you think have helped you?
A lot of the top producers all basically say close to the same stuff, which is set the appointment straight from the beginning. So that's the biggest thing for me, is just setting the table from the beginning so that there's no types of expectations that are being, played with.
Yeah. And I think, so we ran some appointments yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got a chance to run some appointments yesterday, and one of the things that I picked up on is when we're running appointments, you were really big to make sure that the client knew that we're not working for any one company, right? You're like, hey, we don't work for any one company. We work for you. Our job is to help you.
Right.
And I think that reduces the sales pressure,
Right.
and you
Increases credibility.
increases credibility, reduces the sales pressure, and allows us to really help the client and know that, like you said, we're on their side.
Right.
All right, so let's talk about some goals, right? You said some stuff to me, like you're a pretty ambitious dude.
Yeah.
So talk to the people, talk to the camera. What does that look like for you? You're just getting started. You're 2 weeks into Family First Life.
Right.
What does this look like for you? What are you really trying to accomplish here at FFL?
I want Hall of Fame. That's really what I want to come after. And I set my goals high because it really gives me something to work towards. And it's doable. That's the thing. So it's like, I say, this is what I want. I want a red jacket. I want to be one of the top guys. I want to build an agency. I want to hire people. I want to train people. I want to really, really dial it in, even to newbies who are coming in, on how to properly do it, so that they're not scared off, or so that they're not discouraged, and so they can understand that every single person can get this done. You just need the proper guidance and direction. So really, my goal obviously is Hall of Fame, but my ultimate goal is to build a monster agency within FFL.
Okay. So Hall of Fame, build an agency, build a business, right? So 2022, Stan on the stage getting a red jacket. Can you see it?
Absolutely. I can totally see it.
Totally see it. All right.
See it.
Speak it into existence.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen. Let's manifest that. There you go. Let's make that happen, right?
We're going to make it happen.
Now, all right, let's say you said you want to build an agency, right?
Correct.
So you're already hiring, correct?
Correct.
All right, so you're already hiring. We'll give people your info here in a minute. But let's say you have a person starting with you today, okay? What piece of advice would you give to them to help them get started on the right foot?
It's just to not be scared, to not be afraid to get started, because a lot of people doubt themselves. And they can't believe that they're good enough to do it, so they become very hesitant, and they don't do what it takes to get started and to get onto the right track. So if you could get everybody's expectations into place and actually lead by example and show them how it's done, like get in front of them, purchase leads for yourself, get on the phones, and so they could see how much you could make off of certain lead purchases. I think that's really important. It's crucial. Because that was, I had some cash laying around, obviously, and I was still scared to buy leads. I just didn't, for me, I was the fear factor of it.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, because I wanted to actually bring that up. It's funny. I'm glad you brought it up. You're a pretty confident guy,
Sure.
Like you come off, you're confident, you know, that's how you present yourself, which is great, right? And I think that'll help you in this business. But talk to us about you having a moment of maybe doubt or fear setting in when you were going to purchase your first leads, right? Like you said, you had some money, but you were still kind of hesitant. And so what did that look like? What did it feel like? And what got you over that hurdle?
It was just, you know, just taking the leap of faith, right? It's like you hear so many people talking about if you don't put the numbers in your favor with leads, then you're just not going to be successful. So you keep on hearing this over and over and over and over from all of the big producers, and you just like, you know, you have this like aha moment. It's like, you know what? I think I'm just going to go purchase leads.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that simple. But it's just to get there is scary because, you know, some people don't have money. Some people need to open credit cards to buy leads. You know, some people need to borrow money from people to buy leads. And that's really scary because you don't know if you're going to be able to convert it. But at the end of the day, if you follow the structure that FFL has, I mean, they give you the playbook to score touchdowns. You just need to follow the playbook and get good at the playbook and memorize the plays, basically. That's all. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Every single person, if you just come in here with the right mindset that you're going to learn and you're going to grow and that you just follow instructions, you're going to sell and you're going to make money. That's just without a doubt. I mean, it's impossible not to.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny, man. I you know, when I made my first lead purchase, I was terrified. I was terrified, and I spent $400. We didn't really have that many leads in the CRM here at the time, and I bought a batch of 20 Facebook final expense leads. And I was terrified out of my mind because even though I had some prior experience, I'm like, am I going to be able to actually convert these appointments or convert these leads? I'm like, am I going to burn money? Am I going to have enough to pay my mortgage? Am I going to have enough to pay my bills? So guys, if you have that moment of fear or you have that moment of doubt or whatever it is, just know that we've all been there, right? We've all been there. Every person that's, earned a red jacket, built a big agency, they've all been there. That first purchase of leads.
It's scary.
It's
scary.
It's scary, but would you say that there are people here to support you and help you and make sure that you actually turn an investment and you actually make money and get the support you need?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have hundreds and hundreds of hours, maybe even thousands of hours of videos.
Yeah.
YouTube podcasts, phone sales, in the home. I mean, from all of the top guys, and they're not steering anybody wrong. If you listen to what they say, you're going to be successful. That's just the way it works. You just have to have the right mindset, and you have to be able to control, your destiny. You got to know what you want to do. Nobody's gonna do it for you, obviously, but you have to come in and work. It's not just going to fall in your lap. You have to put in the work and time and effort into it to make it happen. And if you do that, you're going to be successful, without a doubt in my mind. And if you come join my team, I promise you're going to be successful.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so for the people that are watching, you're hiring, you're
Correct.
building an agency.
Right.
So if they want to join your team, how do they reach out to you?
They can reach me on Instagram at Stan_Shtayner_FFL, or they could contact me directly on my cell phone, 646-983-2549. We'll say it again, 646-983-2549. Give me a call, text me. I'll help you out, and we could get everything started. We could get everything going. And I promise you that you guys will be successful. I'll sit down with you guys. We'll do role playing. I'll make sure that you do not lose money on leads. That's for sure.
So, guys, you heard it here first. So he's in his first 2 weeks, finding a ton of success. He's got a bunch of experience in sales, so he knows different things that can help you from his experience. But now he's applying that here to FFL. He's going to be a top producer. I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to be a Hall of Fame producer. You're definitely determined. I can see it in your eye. Like you're ready for it. And I'm excited to build alongside you, brother. I'm excited to build a big agency, really help a lot of people, right?
Sure.
At the end of the day, it's helping a lot of people change their situation because, I don't know anywhere else where you can make money like this, right?
There's nothing more satisfying than bringing on people, showing them how to do it, and them being successful from it. There's no greater
Satisfaction
than that. There you go. So the cobwebs.
Oh, yeah, the cobwebs are still there, man.
There's no greater satisfaction than to help people out and see them become successful from your help and getting them started. Which that's what I love. I love.
And it's being selfless, right? Sean Mike talks about this all the time. being selfless will help you get bigger and help you help more people and all that stuff. So guys, if you're interested in working with Stan, talking to Stan, maybe just getting some help, reach out to him. He just dropped his number. Drop it one more time if they didn't catch it.
646-983-2549. Just give me a call, text me, and I'll help you guys out. I love helping people. This is what I love to do.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, hey, thank you for coming out. By the way, last thing as we wrap up, how was your first conference that you went to out here in Arizona?
Oh, wow.
We have to talk about that.
That launch conference, man, that was something else. I mean, that was something else.
What did you get from it? What were like 2 or 3 things you pulled away, and we'll end with that?
That anybody could do it.
Okay.
That number one thing is that anybody could do it. Number two is that, if you just set your mind right and set goals for yourself, you're going to hit them as long as you just follow the playbook.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, hey, I look forward to our growth. I look forward to your growth, more importantly, and I look forward to sharing the stage with you here in the future.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, buddy.
Absolutely.
Take care, you guys.